What exactly is cancer?
So basically, cancer is an abnormal growth of cell. And basically, they lose the apoptosis, programmed cell death. They don't die, they become immortal. And your body's immune system usually take care of the abnormal cell in your body. We do all have about 10 to 100,000 abnormal cells every day. But our immune system's job is to get rid of those cells if your immune system is perfect. If you don't have virus that is already trying to fight. If you don't have too much chemical or other stuff going on in your body. So then they keep growing and growing, increasing in number, and then you get a tumor.
So cancer results from a failure of the immune system, and the majority of cancer patients do not die from the primary tumor, they die from the spreading or the metastasis of cancer.
There are so many things that cause cancer. Number one, you'll never have an oncologist ask, well, what caused this? And let's get rid of what caused it. You'll never hear that question. They only have one thing, and that is kill cancer cells. Well, what caused the cancer cells? Why did this occur in the body? Obviously, the immune system was suppressed, so are we going to unsuppress the immune system? Are we going to stimulate the immune system back into action? Are we going to lower nagalase counts from viruses and cancer cells so that the body's own defenses, macrophage activating factor, can work? So there are many things to do other than just give a poison to the body to kill cancer cells. We have to orchestrate healing here.
And I think one of the main things is the viruses. We do see a lot of different kind of viruses in patients with cancer. Not only HPV, herpes, you see mono, Epstein-Barr virus. I have a handful of patients with breast cancer who have parasites. When they do coffee enema, garlic enema, they actually see the worms coming out.
Wow. And
what does parasite do to your body? It suppresses the immune system.
Now, infections, parasites, viruses, fungi, environmental toxins, these all are some of the causes of cancer. Why? Because they compromise the immune system. Again, the immune system is key. But what about genetics? Isn't genetics the main cause of cancer? You got bad genes, right? It's just bum luck. That's what many oncologists would tell you. But the fact of the matter is, that's not true.
Epigenetics, if people don't know what that means that something will act upon your genes. So your genetics, like your software, something has to open it up and read it. And so you could have a toxic chemical in the environment that opens up some cancer genes and turns them on, but we could also turn those off with plant medicine. That's much more powerful than just trying to kill cancer cells.
So do you inherit breast cancer? Or breast cancer genes that are, is it inherited? Is it genetic?
That's the big thing. Well, my mother had breast cancer, so I'm probably going to have breast cancer. But we now know through the study of epigenetics, which is the science of looking at gene expression, and nutrigenomics, which is the study of food, we know that we can change our gene expression by what we eat, how we sleep or don't sleep, how we manage or don't manage our stress, the foods that we eat. So something as simple as curcumin can help to really turn on the cancer protective genes and change those gene expressions.
Wow, I bet you've never heard that before, that the BRCA gene can actually protect you from breast cancer. It does not necessarily cause breast cancer. Now, October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month.
We go around and celebrate wearing pink socks and pink ribbons and buying pink lemonade on an airline to contribute to cancer. It sure does. It's ridiculous. I coach youth sports. I won't wear pink. I won't put pink on. I don't believe in that. Why? Because the pharmaceutical intervention, conventional methods are not saving lives.
So now we're going to end the war on cancer. So we're going to get everybody involved. We're going to get them to run for it. We're going to get them to jump for it. We're going to get them to pray for it. We're going to get them to beg for it. So now everybody, you can't go anywhere without giving money I can't buy groceries without somebody wanting money from me.
With all the money that we're pouring into Relay for Life, the Coleman, really hasn't helped change things for the patients.
And so you saw that firsthand as an oncology nurse for 17 years.
I did.
During Breast Cancer Awareness Month, we always hear early detection is your best protection. And everyone knows that for breast cancer, mammograms are the best way to early detect. Or is this a myth?
There's been at least 2 studies, very large, that have come out on the limitations of mammography. One of them was a Canadian study, I believe it was 20 or 25 years that they've watched in the past, that found no benefit. Also the Lancet, which is a large British journal, equivalent to our Journal of American Medical Association, or JAMA, came out and said that there's really no benefit at all to doing, and possibly some harm. The harm being it is ionizing radiation, which we know isn't the best for us.
Right.
And also, again, with the pancake smasher, if you do have a cancer and you smash that wall that the body's put around it, are you spreading the disease that way?
Right.
I don't know, but I don't want to find out.
Well, yeah, and that's the Lancet, right? That's pretty reputable.
Exactly. Yeah, it's pretty reputable. And also the BMJ, the British Medical Journal, I believe, did a write-up as well. So that's 2 or 3 very reputable, internationally published.
Early detection just means early death, because the earlier they find it, the earlier they start cutting you, the earlier they start treating you with chemotherapy and radiation, and the earlier you die. Breast cancer grows 7 to 12 years to a size in the breast that you can even diagnose it. So there is no rush. You know, they find breast cancer, oh, you have to go and get surgery tomorrow morning.
A lot of pressure.
A lot of pressure, because they don't want you to get basically the time to get educated and educate yourself.
We, as a medical society, are giving women breast cancer with our demanding that they get mammograms. Mammograms cause breast cancer, period. So mammograms are not healthy for women. Women should not be getting routine mammograms. That's crystal clear, published in the peer-reviewed literature.
Dr. Veronique was diagnosed with breast cancer, and she treated it and beat it.
You know, as a woman, it was so shocking for me, because I was the one that was helping my patients get well and reversing all these various diseases in my practice. And so when I discovered that I had breast cancer, it was really a blow to my ego, for one, and it was also a big wake-up call for me. You know, cancer is not the disease itself. It's just the tip of the iceberg that shows you that there's so many underlying things, because you have to be sick in order to develop cancer. You know, you don't get cancer and then you're sick. Your body's already sick and it's compromised. Your immune system's weak. You're toxic. You're stressed out. And that's how cancer develops. And, you know, so it's displacing that myth and that fear that cancer is just something that gets you. It's something that develops over a period of time, and you're not a victim of it. You have a lot of control over it. So one of the reasons that I'm doing the work that I'm doing is because there's so much information out there, and where does one person start? Because, you know, do I, detox first? Do I do this? Do I do that? You know, what herbs do I take? So I developed a program. It's a 7-step program called the 7 Essentials, and it's so simple that anybody can apply it. So the first one is essential number 1. You know, let food be your medicine. We know that food has a huge impact on our genetic expression. We know that it can, literally turn on specific cancer protective genes. You know, we know that through the science of epigenetics and nutrigenomics. Number 2 is to detox, reduce your toxic exposure. We live in a toxic world, we can't deny that, but there are things that you can do specifically to help support the detoxification pathways in your body and to prevent all the toxins from entering into your body. Essential number 3 is to balance your energy. You know, we're energetic beings, and so what can you do to keep that electricity and that energy flowing properly? Chiropractic care, acupuncture, exercise, proper sleep, making sure that your hormones are balanced, because hormones are very key in so many hormone-driven cancers. Essential number 4 is to heal your emotional wounds. You know, learn to nurture yourself and to love yourself, to forgive yourself and others. Manage your stress better. Let go of the past, because those things, if you keep stuffing those emotions inside, are going to grow a tumor. You either grow your life or you grow a tumor. So you have to change that emotional component. Essential number 5 is to look at biological dentistry, because your teeth have a huge impact on your health. Your teeth are connected to your organs through your meridian system. What you have in your teeth affects your health, because if you have toxic amalgams in there, it's causing toxicity in the body. And then we look at essential number 6, which is, there are specific herbs and supplements and vitamins that can really reduce your toxic load, that can help heal the cancer, actually kill cancer cells, and boost your immune system. Okay, and lastly is essential number 7 in really practicing true prevention. Traditional medicine, unfortunately, does not really teach prevention and does not know about prevention. There are many, many ways and different technologies that can detect cancer when it's at, the size of a pinhead, instead of, waiting until it's the size of a lump or a bump that you can detect on an X-ray or on a mammogram. Thermography, for example, can read the physiological changes that are going on in the body. There are specific blood tests, like the cancer profile, which measures the HCG hormones, the PHI, which is a malignancy hormone, TK1 enzyme, the oncoblot test, which can also determine, cancer when it's just the size of a pinhead in the body. That's true prevention. And so if you can stay on top of your health by monitoring and not just guessing about your health, but making sure that you're moving in the right direction, there's no reason to fear cancer.
Now, Dr. V also mentioned essential number 1, which was let food be thy medicine. Do you remember in Mary Poppins the song, "A spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down"? Is this an oxymoron?
If there's one food that women need to avoid if they're on a breast cancer healing journey, is sugar, because we know that sugar feeds cancer. Cancer cells have more insulin receptor sites than a healthy cell, so the first cells that get fed with sugar is the cancer cells.
The key to overcoming cancer and getting your health back is in your gut and your immune system. And if you destroy your immune system, that's the very thing that you need to heal. So you may kill the cancer cells in your body with the chemo, because yes, it's going to kill those. It's going to kill everything. It's like dropping an A-bomb on your body and then expecting health to rebound. When really, when you know in a garden, when you fill it with pesticides, all you're going to get back is weeds. Right. So you need to rebuild your immune system and support your body in healing itself, because it knows how to do that.
So the key to healing is to quit poisoning ourselves with chemotherapy, quit intaking sugar, because the truth is that both chemo and sugar are oncogenic. They cause cancer, and if an oncologist tells you otherwise, they're lying to you.
Breast cancer myth number 1 is that women's hormones cause cancer. I mean, that's the biggest fallacy ever. First of all, if our hormones cause cancer, then every 20-year-old on the planet would have cancer. So it's not our hormones. It's what we're exposed to. Look at the xenoestrogens and the chemical estrogens in the environment, the chemicals, the pesticides, the herbicides, the metals in our teeth, the antiperspirants. Those metals are actually classified as metalloestrogens and mimic and stimulate estrogen production in the body.
We're not designed to be ingesting or be exposed to molecules that aren't from nature. And so some of those we can't even excrete them, or some of those molecules that in food growing, commercial food growing, like the pesticides and the herbicides, they act like hormones. And so they're turning on hormone-like activities which are proliferative, which make cells grow. So this is one of the reasons we have so much breast cancer and prostate cancer, hormone-driven cancers. But people don't realize other cancers have estrogen receptors. Colon cancer, pancreatic cancer, and lung cancer also have estrogen receptors. And so pesticides and herbicides will grow those cancers as well. So you don't want that kind of signaling. Plastics also have this hormone-like effect.
So not only are breast cancer and prostate cancer driven by estrogen, but also colon, lung, and pancreatic cancer. Now, Dr. Nalini just mentioned plastic. What many people don't realize is that in almost every bottle of water in the plastic content, there's a chemical called BPA, that's bisphenol A, and it is a xenoestrogen. In other words, it's a foreign estrogen, and it's known to cause cancer. An interesting thing that I've seen during Breast Cancer Awareness Month specifically is bottles of water that have a pink ribbon on it. And in light of the fact that the plastic might be causing breast cancer, isn't that a little bit contradictory or ironic? Because xenoestrogens, like BPA in the plastic, they actually throw the hormone balance out of whack. What many people don't realize is that essential oils can balance the hormones.
So what are essential oils? Let's go back to the basics.
So an essential oil is a volatile organic compound, and one thing people need to recognize when it comes to an essential oil, there is no nutrition in it. There is no vitamin or mineral. It's a chemical that essentially God gave to the plant to protect the plant from outside threats, whether it's bacteria, viruses, fungus, or even vectors like flies, bees, whatever that might attack the plant. And so what it includes are organic compounds, not organic as we think, meaning organic having a carbon chain included in it. Organic compounds like terpenes, alcohols, ketones, esters, and you name it. It's basically chemicals. And so
from the plant.
From the plant. Okay. Natural chemicals from the plant. There's an abundance of lemons in India. So you'll find that the Indians use lemon essential oil for virtually everything. Detoxification, internally, externally, whether or not you're going to clean the counter or whether or not you want to clean your skin. They use essential oils, lemon, for everything from nausea to halitosis to diabetes, cancer. Well, when you go to Australia, they're using melaleuca and tea tree and eucalyptus. When you go to Oregon and Washington, they're using peppermint for everything. But as far as I know, there is no essential oil that does not have a cancer effect.
Frankincense oil, if you look at the research today, it is probably the most powerful essential oil, if not the most powerful supplement, period, when it comes to natural cancer treatment, in my opinion.
What's in frankincense that makes it so good?
You know, frankincense is really high in a compound called boswellia, or boswellic acid. And it's highly anti-inflammatory. It's also a very powerful antioxidant. And there are studies, actually there's a study that came out of the UK pretty recently showing that frankincense oil is effective at shrinking tumors, is effective against ovarian cancer, colon cancer, and breast cancer. Yeah, you look in the medical studies, it's effective against Alzheimer's, it's effective against any sort of brain inflammation, and again, 4 separate studies showing that it's effective at treating cancer.
And what we're looking at historically, the gold may be referenced as turmeric. Turmeric, or curcumin, specifically the part of the turmeric, but turmeric was sold and cost more than gold at the time. This is during the spice trade, or the trade route. Sure. And it was always nicknamed the golden spice.
You could absolutely see that in that area in the Middle East, and turmeric today in cancer treatment. Talk about a powerful compound, frankincense, myrrh, and turmeric.
You got a triple play there.
Oh yeah. So, but you look at something like myrrh, and it's powerful because it really works on the hypothalamus in the liver. Okay. And so it reduces liver inflammation and also balances hormones. And what happens a lot of times today, a lot of these cancers are estrogen-based cancers. Okay. And so what myrrh can do is it really supports the body, very similar, if people have heard of indole-3-carbinol, or the benefits of cruciferous vegetables.
Broccoli.
It works in a very similar but an even more potent way, to where it really helps clear the body of excess estrogen, or xenoestrogens that are found in things like soy and plastics and parabens today, and really helps detoxify the liver and also boost a very important antioxidant called glutathione, which supports detoxification. Wow. So that's the way that myrrh essential oil actually helps in fighting cancer. Okay. One of the things that I've had my patients do, including my mom over time, is start creating an at-home frankincense and myrrh body butter and body lotion. And so basically she takes 10 drops of frankincense, 10 drops of myrrh, along with some coconut oil and shea butter, and makes her own at-home body lotion, rubs her entire body with that. And really those oils, the great thing about essential oils is those they've been used as aromatherapy. So those small compounds coming off the body are protecting the body. They're fighting cancer. They're doing some incredible things there, even topically.
Wow, it's truly amazing the medicine that we find in nature, isn't it? From essential oils to seeds to nuts to herbs to eggplant.
Okay, BEC5 is a compound derived originally from an Australian plant called devil's apple. And it also is found in eggplant, and it's found in green pepper.
Eggplant?
It's found, yes.
Okay. So far, it has been shown in all the animal studies and all the cell line studies that have been done, has shown that it has a very broad spectrum.
So it works on lots of different cancers?
So far, the evidence is showing up that it works on a very broad variety of cancers. In sarcomas, in adenocarcinomas, in squamous cell, basal cell. So BC5 went through a very interesting development phase. with using it on skin cancers. And actually, it's still being used on skin cancer. This is a cream that's over the counter. Yeah. In those jurisdictions where it's legal, it can be bought over the counter. And you apply the cream, and it starts killing layer by layer the cancer cells of the skin cancer. You know, skin cancer is the most common cancer. And it just eliminates the cancer.
But just the cancer?
It only targets.
This BEC5 compound, which is selectively toxic to cancer cells, is contained in the devil's apple, which grows freely all over Australia. Wow, we covered a lot of information in this episode, didn't we? So thanks for tuning in to this one. Make plans to join us tomorrow, and in the meantime, God bless all of you.